We hear this all the time about social media and how it doesn't apply to someone. People say that for a variety of reasons, but we do know, whether you plan to or not, all Fortune 500 CEOs are on LinkedIn and other social media, and they are followed for their executive branding efforts. Now, some of them don't manage their executive branding. Others have people that manage it for them. But we also know that on the flip side, if the subjects that they speak on or articles they authorize or they share helps to manage their perception about their leadership style, the causes they care about, and the teachable point of view that they may have. And that's something that was noted by an HR executive from Accenture in talking about the importance. So to not utilize social media or to have a weak social media footprint or profile, it conveys messages that you probably don't want to have conveyed. Things like, well, I'm not sufficient technology-wise or savvy enough to use social media, or I have something to hide or conceal, or I think I'm more clever than the rest of the world, so it doesn't apply to me. There was a study done by a group called Brand Builders, and they found the following: that personal branding is the future. I would say it's also current. So there's a realization that the largest spending power for the next 30 years do not consider personal branding as a game of vanity or popularity, but rather critical and essential. So when you think about those that are buying and making decisions on services, they see their decision-making going hand in hand with branding, not separated from it. We also know that personal branding, if done well, can be a trust accelerator. In fact, they found in their study that 82% of all Americans agreed that companies are more influential if their executives have a personal brand that is known and followed. And then finally, about profitability. That same study looked at the percentages of profitability in an organization and how it was directly tied to personal brand. So personal branding can be extremely important as well for hiring decisions, and we'll talk more about that. Ron Lippitt, who was with the Methodical Group, another HR executive, talked about how he will commonly look, and this is a quote, "I will commonly look to social media or other online places to assess the hireability of candidates and to determine whether their personal brand is aligned with our own corporate vision and values." So that's the other piece of it as you're thinking about your brand and developing your profile, is to make sure that it's saying enough about you so that you stand out and stand apart and are clearly conveying your personal brand so that I can demonstrate that alignment when necessary.